Good afternoon, or good evening, or even good morning, depending on your time zone where you are connecting with us. We are so happy that you are able to connect with us. Welcome to Julius Mbaluto Live. And what a wonderful Sunday evening, of course, in London. We are so happy you are able to join us, and we are going to, allow you to be with us in this wonderful journey. We have lined up for you. Today, I'm joined by a great Kenyan doing a lot of great things, of course, in the diaspora. When we talk about who is a Kenyan, who qualifies to be a Kenyan, and then we look at the athletes running, giving us all these medals, breaking the world records, and we are saying, those are great Kenyans. Yeah, there are different other Kenyans who are doing great things who remain to be unsung heroes or heroines. So therefore today we have a great heroine. Her name is Lydia Tett Olet, and she has done a lot for Kenya diaspora. She has done a lot for Africa diaspora, and we are all based in the UK. And we just want to talk about to Lydia today, just about what she does. Lydia, oh, my great sister friend, you welcome to the show, Julius Mbaluto Live.
Thank
How are
you.
you today?
Thank you. I'm fine, thank you, Julius.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
fine,
good to
thank
be.
you.
Yeah,
A
it's
little
good to
bit
be with you.
stressing up. Yeah, a little bit stressing up because of the event coming up on the next for the 21st and 22nd of August. But
We'll
apart
be
from
there.
that,
We'll
I'm
be
good.
there. We'll be there, Lydia. So briefly, tell the
Yes.
people who have never known or seen Lydia or Ted or let they hear about it here, Lydia Ted or let, but just tell us briefly what you do, the things that you do, and of course we'll get into that later in the program.
Well,
Rather,
my name is
introduce
Lydia
yourself
Tetolet.
briefly.
Yes. So my name is Lydia Tetolet, just like Baluto said. I'm from Kenya. I always just come with my bracelets and show them off that I am from Kenya, and I reside in the UK. And I look at myself and see an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a philanthropist as well. And I dip my hands in a lot of things because for me, I don't believe when people say there's nothing to do or there's no jobs or there's no this. Yes, sometimes there's no jobs. But what I do is I look for problems, I find a solution, and I help and I ask God, I pray to God to help me execute them. And because of that, I've dipped my hands in a lot of different problems. And then the problems now become a project because they're things that need solving. So they become projects. So that's why I see myself and I call myself an entrepreneur, because entrepreneur is somebody who takes risk. And I do take a lot of risk with whatever I see as a problem, and I want to solve it and execute it well. Yeah.
Indeed. But you forgot to talk about Kenya and Friends in the Park. And of course,
Yes.
Lydia Ted Oled is the founder of Kenya and Friends in the Park. Do you want to talk about that yourself?
Of course. So Kenya and Friends in the Park, it's like I always say, there's nothing new under the sun. And I always, if you see something, you think of how am I going to make it better than what I saw. But the problem is when you want to really copy and paste exactly what you saw, that's when you fail because you don't know the techniques that the person used to bring their project or whatever they're doing to life. So when I used to go to Ghana and Friends, Ghana in the Park. And I was thinking, how can we as Kenyans have something like this and make it more unique and better than the Ghana in the Park that I saw, that I took the initiative from? So I came with Kenya and Friends so that nobody feels excluded. So the Friends of Kenya as well will come to Kenya and Friends in the Park. And then we thought, let's make it a little bit different. So let's invite people from home. So with Kenya and Friends in the Park is about networking, socializing, of course, entertainment, as you can see the children are playing, and also to display our culture. You've just seen that man, that Maasai guy walking through. So we're displace our culture, to display our culture, our costumes, our tribes. You can see so many different costumes. And the thing with Kenya and Friends in the Park, even when it's raining, you can see everybody's holding umbrellas. But it was raining. I mean, it's been raining since 2015. But you see Kenyans come out because Kenyans are people who love themselves. We love one another, and we also love our friends. And that's why you see there's a lot of intermarriage within Kenyan community. So because we are a diverse country, and we love everybody. So Kenya in the Park is something that everybody looks forward to. Like, oh, let's go, let's have fun. You can see how many people attended the event. And this is from 2015, when the inception to date. Even though last year we didn't do it because of COVID, everybody knows that. But we still did a virtual one. And even as we do a virtual one, we still managed to pull at least 3,000 people who watched for those 2 days. So that is Kenya and Friends in the Park. And everybody's
Yeah.
invited anytime.
Lydia, while you're talking about Kenya in the Park, I want us to listen to see this properly and hear the audio. We see the images by itself, so that at least we kind of get the proper feel about Kenya in the Park live. So I think our technical man, great man, JJ, yeah, he does all this technology for us. I want to play that by itself, so we understand what is Kenya in the Park. At least we have a feel about it, not just to talk
Yes.
about the images. Just let hear it, just live.
Tushangilie Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda, Kenya nchi tunayoipenda, tujivunie sana tukijiita wa Kenya, nchi yenye baraka, Kenya nchi yenye baraka, tumekomboa Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, tumelodi mwendo, tutalinda katiba mpya. Anayependa Kenya ni yule mwenye kutenda haki kwa watu wote, mtu mwenye kutenda haki. Na ukipenda Kenya ujitengane na mambo yenye kuvunja amani. Hatutaki matata Kenya, wenye nchi kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Wenye nchi kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Kenya kipenzi chetu, nchi yenye upendo, hatutaacha Kenya daima na milele. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Kenya nchi tunayoipenda, tujivunie sana tukijiita wa Kenya, nchi yenye baraka, Kenya nchi yenye baraka, tumekomboa Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, tumelodi mwendo, tutalinda katiba mpya. Anayependa Kenya ni yule mwenye kutenda haki kwa watu wote, mtu mwenye kutenda haki. Na ukipenda Kenya ujitengane na mambo yenye kuvunja amani. Hatutaki matata Kenya, wenye nchi kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Wenye nchi kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Kenya kipenzi chetu, nchi yenye upendo, hatutaacha Kenya daima na milele. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Na nikilia sana tukijiita wa Kenya, nchi yenye baraka, Kenya nchi yenye baraka, tumekomboa Kenya, mafufu tumebadili mwendo, tutalinda katika mpya.
Wonderful, wonderful. What a patriotic song. I used to love that song when I was a teenager growing up in a wonderful country of Kenya. To you, if you don't know Kenya has a special connections with the rest of these big nations, the Western powers. Hey, the Queen of England became queen when she was in Kenya. And actually,
Yeah.
according to the rules of royal protocol, to accede to royal power to become the king or queen, when the next in the throne, wherever you are, if the incumbent dies, you immediately take over the throne. And the
Mm,
Queen of England, with her husband, Prince Philip, they were in Kenya when the father of the Queen Elizabeth, passed on. And King George was, and she immediately became the Queen of England when she was in Kenya.
mm,
Actually,
yeah.
historically, the UK British citizens, they only enjoyed the coronation. The actual being the queen happened when she was in Kenya. But also Kenya, by the way, did you forget, is the land of Obama's father? Wow. So it is the country for the Wakanda of the future.
That's right.
So when you listen to these patriotic songs, and yes, congrats to Lydia. Yeah, you're embracing that. We have just seen since Kenya in the Park started up to the current. And later on she'll talk to us about the next one and the date. She'll give us that information. But it
Yeah.
was a brilliant initiative. I was one of the patrons. I remember spending a very fantastic day and driving from South London all the way to North London just to pick up the Kenya national flag for the event. So it's a huge one. Lydia, Kenya in the Park. Tell us a bit more about what has it been like for you since that time.
Well, this is the seventh year, and to be honest, we give God the glory. There's no way we could have done it ourselves, but we also have a very supportive team behind us. But it's been hectic. Nobody should lie to you, because even organizing a 1-year-old party is always stressful. So you can imagine to organize a big event like this. And when we started 2015, we did not expect Kenyan Friends in the Park to grow that fast. But 2015, we had 3,500 people in attendance, and it was still raining, and we had the crowd was good. Kenyans loved it. And the other thing that we always even tell the council is our events are very peaceful events. You see, Kenyans, we just come, we have fun, we eat our food, we mingle, we want to network, and we also want to invest back home. So this also gives us a platform to invest back home. So Kenyan Friends in the Park it's not an easy thing to organize, because you're thinking of the safety of the people. That's number one. You have to think of the safety, and then now thinking of the safety of the people, you don't know which people are coming, you don't know which angle they can take to start misbehaving, but all those things you have to think prior. That's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. It's like a pilot with all these passengers in his hands. So he's thinking, if one wrong move from me, and I have so many people's lives in my hands, and that's the way we feel. That's the way I feel when I'm doing when it's time again to start organizing Kenya in the Park. The good thing is we normally start organizing it 1 year prior. After this one, we've started already. After the debriefing, we start already putting things in place for the next year. And what just makes it a little bit easy is the great team that I have behind me. Wonderful. But it's not an easy thing altogether.
Indeed, indeed. It's a kind of a very brave thing to do, really, and also
Mm.
a lot of work, I'll assume, because yes, if you have a gathering of about even 1,000 people, now don't not even talk about Kenya in the Park, which is far way more than that. You have to even 50 people in this country. You have to
Mm-hmm.
do the risk assessment, health
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
safety.
Mm-hmm.
In case of any emergency, what's going to
Yes.
happen?
Yes.
Insurance for that as well, by the way, insurance.
Yes.
Oh my goodness,
Mhm.
it's not an easy thing to do, really. So
In
yeah,
fact,
congrats for you.
they,
But
it, yeah.
if you, I don't know what feedback you get, but when you listen to people who have been to Kenya in the park, I mean, what kind of feedback do they give you?
The funny thing is, Baluto, is sometimes people don't know that I'm one of the organizers. And I've met so many people who don't even know that I'm one of the organizers. And when they give me their feedback, sometimes my children are like, Mommy, why didn't you just tell them that you're the one of the organizers? I'm like, no. Then they will not give you the honest feedback because they'll be holding back, thinking, we don't want to say something that she'll feel offended. But because they're genuinely telling me the feedback about Kenyan Friends in the Park, yes, I've heard some negative feedbacks, and we've taken those negative feedbacks and turned them into positivity, because the only way to grow is through feedback, whether it's positive or negative. Both feedbacks will make you grow and will make you better. So yes, we have received I've received good and bad feedbacks, but 95% is always positive. Is always positive. And for the children, 100% is positive.
Exactly, exactly. The thing is that when you talk, when we look at the way life works, they normally have a very wonderful saying that if no one is talking about you, it means you are doing nothing.
Yes,
So the moment you do
it's
something,
true.
then of course you attract that attention that someone will say
Yes.
something about you.
Mm,
Sometimes you have
mm,
all these fantastic, positive criticism from good people who are, who are kind of have that kind of passion to give good feedback because they
mm-hmm,
want things
mm-hmm.
to be done in the best way possible.
Yes.
But also at the same time, you cannot rule out you have armchair critics.
Yeah.
Okay, what do I mean
Mm-hmm.
by armchair critics? I'll tell you. Yeah, I'm a publisher of Informa East African newspaper. But one time got hold of this fella who kept on saying how we need to structure the newspaper all the time. Kind of how we need to really do it. And in the end, when we met in person, giving all this feedback, I said to him, do you read newspapers? He said, no. Have you ever produced any newspaper? He says, no. So I'm like, what this passion you criticize us and you never done all that? What do you mean that you're talking about anything, something you don't know
You know
anything to
nothing
do,
about.
and therefore you have a lot of armchair critics everywhere you go. But you see, also you have people who are very positive, who give you positive
Yeah.
criticism to make you better. I mean,
Mm,
as someone who knows you are going somewhere and you're doing something that is attracting people's attention, people have to
mm-hmm.
comment about it. You give them that freedom to comment, but you don't ever get discouraged by all the negative criticism.
Yes.
Sometimes it could
Yes.
be from, like I've just illustrated, from an armchair critic. But then again, when you look into the numbers of people who come to Kenya in the park, we've seen about
Mm,
sometime actually 7,000 people coming to Kenya in the park.
yeah.
It's a huge number. And of course, what have you done? We've seen, yeah, ambulances on standby, where the police were almost also around. And therefore, of course, when you talk about all these points of safety are all taken on board. And of course, as I'm
Yeah.
speaking, you have been trusting there. I know it's not easy job to do, but just to have it going on for the length of time it has been going on, and each year is all
Mm-hmm.
the time attracting big numbers of
Yeah.
people. Yeah, I think it's not a small achievement, it's a huge achievement
Mm,
from where we stand.
thank you.
So
Thank you.
question is, despite the criticism, despite the positive and the negative, 5 years in time, I'm sorry, the number of years in time, you tell us how long. I mean,
7.
what keeps you going? 7 years. I mean, you're still doing the eighth one. What has kept you going?
It's just to see, for me, first of all, I always want to see people um belonging. I want to see people belonging, and that's why I'm a philanthropist, because I always feel like when people are left alone or rejected, I because I've been through that before. I've been through rejection, and it's not a nice feeling at all. And for people who are not strong, when they go through rejection, that's why we see there's a lot of suicide as well, because there's some people who cannot take things like rejection. They cannot take things like loneliness. Because even before, prior to Kenya in the Park starting, actually, we had a 28-year-old woman who killed herself, and the note she left behind was the fact that she was lonely. So there's some people who cannot take this. So it's my joy to every day see that if I do Kenya in the Park this year, somebody will come and they'll reconnect with other people. If they were feeling lonely, they will now have a lot of people in their network that, okay, if I'm feeling lonely today, I can call Lydia. If Lydia is busy, I can call Mbaluto. But the only way to get that is when we are all together collectively. Because you know this country, you work, church, work, mosque, people go pub. So it's just you yourself and me, myself, and I all the time. So we need somewhere that we can actually bring more people, just 2 days, just to forget about work, forget about the world, forget about everything. Those 2 days can really make a big difference. And that's why I
Indeed,
keep on
indeed.
going on.
Indeed, and it's very important. You brought out a very important point there because you see, life in diaspora, contrary to what people think back in our countries, wonderful Kenya, wonderful Africa, they think, oh, we really are having it happy, happy go lucky. No, 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 it's not happy go lucky, is it? It's not happy
Yeah.
go lucky. Sometimes you have
Mm.
these strict kind of procedures: work, home, back to work, a bit of TV, a bit of
Yeah.
tiredness, a bit of
Yeah.
fatigue, back to work. It's not happy-go-lucky kind of a lifestyle. It's not. It's not. And when we look into what you're saying, it's very important that people have to know when we are
Mm.
operational in a country such as this, you need some place whereby you need to reconnect. And you see
Yes.
lots of Kenyans who are like, oh, I didn't know. I have never told you this interesting, funny thing that the first time, I landed on Jomo Kenyatta International Airport with my firstborn in his first visit to Kenya, of course, and he goes out of the airport and he comes out telling me, "Dad, I'm happy, man." I'm saying, "Why are you happy?" He says to me, "There are so many blacks here." Wow! So you're like, when you are living abroad, when you're in these different countries, you may all the time you're working with people who are not your countrymen, your people from
Mm-hmm.
your country, not even from your continent. You're like,
Yeah.
haha, I feel kind of a bit lonely. And that moment is very important to always remember. You need that moment. When we're with all these Kenyans, like 6,000 of them, 7,000 of them, and you're like, oh, I love being here because I can hear some songs which are familiar if you're holding up,
Mm-hmm.
or you can learn new songs that are about your country. It's bringing back patriotism. It's bringing back that sense of belongingness, so that although I may be alone in my apartment and I'm going to work, I know there's a country I belong to, and there are so many blacks there. I'm sorry to say. so, so
Okay.
when you interact with all these teenagers in preparation for Kenya in the Park, does that ever come across to
You,
you?
it's even when my daughter went to Kenya and Friends in the Park, she actually thought that's how Kenya is. And since then, she's obsessed with Kenya. She just wants to go back to Kenya. And when we went to Kenya after that, she was like, "But Mom, this is not what I saw in Kenya in the Park." I said, "Kenya in the Park is an event, honey. That's not how Kenya is." So I think it's a good place because when they come as well, they hear other Kenyans, their age mates speaking Swahili. And we all know how language is power. And some of our children don't really like speaking it because they think, oh, I don't sound right, or somebody's laughing at me when I speak it. But language is power. And when they come to Kenyan Friends in the Park, they see other their age mates speaking Swahili without even caring. So I think it's something for the teenagers. That's why I've never had any negative feedback from a teenager or a children. And children is different for them. Once they get face painting, they get rides, they're running around without mommy watching over them. Where are you going? That's okay for them because we do have a lot of security as well in Kenya and Friends in the Park. A child is not allowed to leave, and so it's safer for them as well. So children and teenagers, it's never any bad feedback. Never. We've never had that because for them, they know what they're coming for, and they're not coming to look for a fault. They're just coming to have fun 100%.
Yeah, indeed, indeed, indeed. And when we talk about the bringing all these events together, has it been an easy task, or you faced challenges here and there?
Yes, there's a lot of challenges, especially with the barras that we are putting your event in, because every barra has their different rules. So maybe you've done an event in 2018. You're thinking, okay, it's now 2019. I'm taking the same rules. You go to this barra, they tell you, oh no, sorry, you have to do this. We need this document. You have to do. And you're thinking, but I was in the other barra. It wasn't like that. So because every when you do an event this year, you think, oh, next year is gonna be easy because now we have these papers, we've done all this and that. It's not, because next year they now have their own different rules. If you go to a different park, even sometimes if you stay in the same park, they'll still have, oh, now this year things have changed and now we want this, we want that. And then you also have now the traders that you're dealing with. Oh my God, you'll be asking them for documentation, bring this, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Oh, I'll do it next week. And then if you now leave them out, they start complaining, but I came to you last time, but you did not give the documents that was required on time. Yeah, because, oh, please, Lydia, please, Mercy, please. And then you also have the ones that feel like they're entitled because they're Kenyans. So they feel like this is our thing and we're entitled. So they'll call you and they'll say, yeah, I want this. And they're thinking, first of all, you're very rude. And then two, that thing is not there. No, why? Why? It's a Kenyan thing. It's Kenyans. We have that. And then we also have those ones who feel who want to segregate everybody. They just feel like, oh, this is our thing. So if you bring somebody from outside, they're like, why are you playing their music? Why is that? Why is a Nigerian flag here? Why is it? And you're like, it's called Kenya and Friends. So those friends are the ones that will bring their flags as well. You understand? So we have, Baluta, I don't even know what to tell you. It's not an easy ride, from the stall holders to the people coming themselves to everybody. Everybody's just, and I feel like some people are just being difficult for intentionally. I think some people they're just out there to make your life really hard, and they are doing that really really well. It's just that because we are very strong. The team Kenya and Friends in the Park, we are very strong people. Especially we are more women than men. We're very strong women, and we encourage each other. And because somebody will come to me and say, "Oh, I spoke to Mercy and she said ABCD." Mercy didn't say that. And then somebody will go to Mercy, "Oh, I spoke to Lydia. Lydia said ABCD." I didn't say that. And they're thinking, and we always say, do these people, do they think we don't talk, we don't communicate? So sometimes it's a challenge. So those are the challenges we face. And then the council is something else as well. They come with their own wahala and this and that. So yes, and then people who are supplying you with goods as well. Somebody will say, okay, like toilet example, we want 20 toilets, and you've agreed for 20 toilets, and then 3 4 days later, oh, we are sorry, we thought we had 20 toilets, we only have 16. And you're thinking, so why did you say 20? Why couldn't you just say we'll check and come back to you? And then, oh, all those things, it's a challenge, but God sees us through each year.
Okay. Oh, it's yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah. The Of course you are dealing with people who have this claim of entitlement, but they're not doing the right thing at the right time. And
Mm.
yeah, all these funny, interesting ways of looking at it. Yeah, we call it Kenya in the park, but why are there Nigerians? Why are there Ghanaians? Why? But it's Kenyans and friends
And
in
friends,
the park.
yes,
So it's a very important point for us to know that you have to go through this. But to be honest
mm,
with you, it's been successful. We've seen a lot of people come, and we've seen also different people from different countries coming to do their thing. But yeah,
yes.
how does it make you feel like when you see Kenyans from like German or different other countries or even different parts of UK, whether Scotland, Wales, and all that, they bought their air ticket to just come to be there? How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes you feel so good, Balito. I don't even have how to describe the feeling, because it just makes you feel like, oh, Kenyans, even regardless of what they say about Kenyans, like Kenyans don't like working together, Kenyans are this. But when after Kenya, when I see them all in Kenya in the park, it makes me feel so happy because I don't see tribe, because we are very tribal. Kenyans, we are very tribal. We like fighting against ourselves because this person is a Maasai, this person is this. But Kenya in the park, I see a connection that if we can, we if we if in Kenya as a country, if they can actually copy that 100% what happens within Kenya and Friends in the Park, oh my God, our country can be it can be different. If they can just implement what we do in Kenya and Friends in the Park, there is no tribe. You don't hear these people speaking Kikuyu in their corner, these people speaking Luos, those people speaking Kambas. No, you hear people speak the language, which is Swahili. Everybody speaking Swahili to each other. People are mixed. People are networking. You can see maybe I came with two of my friends that I know. In the park, you will not even see me with those friends because one of them is gone there, the other one is gone there. So and it makes me feel so good because I feel like I wish Kenya we can just apply what we're doing right now in the park. Why can't we take that and take it to Kenya as a country? Our country will be so different.
I quite agree. I quite agree. And Lydia, listen. Yeah. It's not just Kenya in the park, and listeners of rather viewers, you are watching Julius Baluto live. And today we are so privileged to be with Lydia Tett Olet, founder of Kenya in the Park. But that's not the only thing that Lydia does. I mean, when we met first time, when I covered you guys for BBC, you were doing Malaika dance, and I remember that in conjunction with Easy Ugandan or whatever playing, even in Sheffield, in Shepherd's Bush in London. All these moments, I remember that Malaika dance group. Tell us a bit more about Malaika dance group.
Well, personally, I feel like our children in this country, Black children, have been denied their roots because a lot of Black parents either don't teach their children their culture or they know their culture, not because of time, because some of them will say, oh, I don't have time. Some of them is not just time; it's just the fact that they feel like their culture is not good enough because they've seen a different culture, they've adapted to a different culture, and they feel like, why should I teach my children? So let me just ignore it. And that thing really hurts me because with my children in my house, I always tell them this is a Kenyan house. When you leave this house, it's the Queen's land. But in my house, it's a Kenyan house, and I teach them their culture, teach them their roots, and I see the difference between children who know their culture and their roots and the ones that don't. You can see in their mannerism, you can see the difference. So I took it upon myself and I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to just be going to schools, teach about the culture. So that's where Malaika Dance Unique was born from, to go to schools and teach children culture, teach children. And then the other thing as well, sometimes just children doing all this maths, English, geography, history, sometimes they get bored and they start playing up. So I advise the schools that you need to merge having good time while still learning through having good time and all these subjects that you do in schools. So when we come in schools and we are coming with arts and craft, for instance, we're going to make a mask. So we explain to them the mask. We explain to them that in West Africa, what does the mask symbolizes? When do they use the mask? So you see, they're having fun making that mask, but they're also learning on the process. So we want it to be part of their syllabus. So that has been really grateful. And in Malaika Dance with Unique, we also do a lot of plays. We do different plays because it's a performing arts industry. So we do plays like I wrote a Kenyan play, The Darkest Hours of Mau Mau, when we were celebrating 50 years of independence. And that is where I met you, Baluto. That was almost 10 years ago. And you tried to be there as well, but you couldn't dance. You had 2 feet, two left feet. Because we have to incorporate acting and dancing and a story, everything together, because that's how Africa is. You see a woman holding a baby in the back, she's rocking the baby, she's singing at the same time, she's working at the same time. So we incorporate a lot of things together. It's not here like you see a mom maybe holding a child, rocking a child, that child has to sleep first before they put her to bed. But for us, we are uniquely blessed in so many ways and so many things that other communities can't do. So with Malaika Dance Unique is a performing arts industry, and we do plays, we do movies, we do all sorts of things.
Yeah, indeed. Please, thank you for reminding me that time. You see, I'm a country I dance to I do dance properly, but different forms of dance. When it comes to drumming, you should have done your risk assessment. When I'm dancing to the rhythms from the drums, sometimes I end up taking the mode of a karate man, and whoever is around me is in danger.
Oh God.
So that's why I politely ended up giving up and saying, yeah, no, this one is not working for me.
It's
I
not
don't want to endanger the lives of other people who are dancing close
funny.
near myself.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, but
So
yeah.
you did your
It's a
own risk
great,
assessment and you
great,
thought,
great.
let me respect myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So not no nothing personal, but it's me who decided this
Okay.
one is not working and politely pulled out. And for the sake of others, because I know myself. I know myself. If you put me on karate mode, I'm likely to hurt somebody, even in the name of dancing.
Like,
Yeah, yeah. So, so there you go. You
okay.
see, you do a lot. You do a lot, and of course, I've seen your interaction with schools, and of course, UK schools, and also them appreciating
Mm,
African drumming, very
mm.
important.
Yes.
But it just also comes with African culture, which means again you're contributing, which is fantastic, really fantastic. So when it comes to like something now, we have proper like kind of similarity is the
Mm-hmm.
acting bit. A lot of people they say, oh, Kenyans in the park, but they don't know Lydia has also been into acting, which I
Yes.
was in acting. Before I start my first TV appearance in Kenya was 1988, acting on
Wow.
Play of the Week on Voice of Kenya, which I did
Mm.
quite a lot. I did quite a lot. Ended up to KBC with programs like Tahamaki, comedy, Mahoka, 1 hour long. So
Wow.
yeah, acting, screenwriting, acting also has been also part of my journey. We
Mm.
kind of now there we can say you can be near me and you won't be hurt.
I'm safe, eh?
Which you have done as well. Our great man, moving our technologies, JJ. Do you want to play a clip of our sister here, Lydia Tett Olet, in her acting? Actually, it's about the latest movie she has done, which is about to go out. So, do you want to play that clip for us?
So let us pray.
Pray! Pray! Story, pray! You are an evil man! You finally managed to kill Apostle Good. You killed him! You killed Apostle Good. Leave me alone!
Wait.
You believing him! Leave me!
Sister Malika!
You believing this evil man!
Sister Malika!
You believe... Hey!
In the
You
church!
Infano! You devil!
Respect
you
God!
devil!
Respect God!
Respect which God?
Sit down!
Leave me!
Respect God!
Leave me!
Inside the church!
Inside which church?
We were praying!
Which church?
We were praying!
What prayer?
Hey!
What prayer? Evil man!
Ah,
Wow.
yeah. Is that me?
I can't believe it. I hope we are not losing you to Nigeria.
Oh my God.
Wow, wow,
Oh
wow.
God.
Oh, one of the things I always like with the Nigerian Nollywood movies is the way they really want to put you down, right? They can really do it so successfully. Even when you watch the actions alone, they know you can tell these guys really put me down. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, okay. Yeah, so
That was deep.
yeah. That was just a taste of what's to come. But also, you've done an acting also with the Nollywood films. Just tell us about your acting, especially from the point of the movies, with movie industry. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much again, Baluto, for this opportunity to talk about this acting business. Yeah, so I'm into Nollywood as well, and sometimes I feel lonely because I'm the only Kenyan in there. At least now that we have a Ugandan as well, and I started acting I think 7 years ago, and I've gone to Nigeria because one of the movies I actually wrote, the first movie that I wrote, I went to Nigeria and it was premiered in Nigeria, Silver Galleria in Lagos. And then from there, I've taken a step further that I just do loads and loads of movies. So far, I've done, I think this is my seventh movie, but this is the second series. We have series one already, Apostle Do Good one, and then this is just the second one. And we have three coming as well. So this one is going to be premiered in September, the 16th of September, and then after that we put it in the TV, and the next year again by God's grace we do series three, and it's
What is this movie
it's
about, by
funny.
the way?
This movie is called Apostle Do Good, and it's about exposing the good, the bad, and the ugly in church. Because we all know, especially as Africans, that we have a lot of people in church, or so-called pastors, who are exploiting the members, exploiting them. Like you can see there, the guy I'm fighting is actually my husband, and he managed to kill the main. See there, I'm very angry already at him. And if this is my husband and he's also a pastor, what business do you have to kill another pastor? And then you also have the pastors who are really genuine in church, or people who are at congregation that are very genuine. So those are the good. And then we have the evil, where we also have, it's just because this is my sin, but we also have where some people have gone to the witchcraft. So and they're supposed to be pastors, and they're supposed to be ministers of God in church, so-called ministers of God. So that's where we have the good, the bad, and the ugly. About so that particular series is about exposing the good, the bad, and ugly in church. And we do know that these things happen. So that story is actually based on true facts, things that happen in real life.
Indeed, indeed. And of course, yes, to our viewers, you can only catch these on our AIL TV, AIL
Mm-hmm.
TV. And of course, powered by these technologies from this great man, our JJ, John Adamson. It's JJ is Joseph Adamson, not John. Joseph Adamson. But he loves being
Yeah.
called JJ, so we need to acknowledge him. And yeah, he's the man driving our technologies. So wonderful film there. Let me, of course, when you are pointing out that there's a lot of things that happen within the spiritual realm, and you put your trust in all these men of God, and you give them wonderful names. It's
Mm-hmm.
Papa or Bishop
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Oga and Nigerian speaking, but in the end they let you down. Of course, it's a
Yeah.
movie that is based on that, and it's good for us to know what the movie is all about. And of course, when
Yes.
people watch, they will begin to see the whole story. Not castigating anybody, but exposing things that happen in real life. And this is not
Yeah.
just Nigeria, it's across Africa, it's across the world, even in the UK,
Mm.
even in other countries
Yeah.
in the US. We have this seeing these things going. You put your trust on your man of God, so to speak. Some people have been let down, but not all men of God are like that. They are genuine
Yes.
ones doing great works, inspiring, praying for people in a genuine way, changing lives. And to those we say, keep doing the good work. God will always bless you. For the
Mm.
naughty ones, your time is running up.
For
40,
the naughty one.
a thief has 40 days. Maybe it's 39. Clock is ticking. Anyways, yeah, so we have seen all these things. You are acting, and of course, you didn't tell us about yourself. And sometimes when I see the things you are putting the kind of many hats you wear, sometimes I think, where do you even get the time? Yourself in family, how do you juggle up? Do you find any challenges to do the things you do, given your state because you're doing so many things. You still have family, responsibility, stuff, and all that.
I still do. I still do insurance as well. Don't forget that, and that is my main one. Because what I do is I believe in planning. I totally believe in planning. So I plan that on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Those are the days I'm doing certain things, and then on Tuesday I'm doing this. On Wednesday I'm doing this. On Saturday and Sunday is family time. But those Saturday and Sunday, a lot of times I do have events. But what I do for the family is the minute I enter my house, no phone call, nothing. It's time for my children. So, because I want to see my children, I want my children to feel like they're very, very important. So, the minute I come, sometimes I don't even know where my phone is. Or if my phone is ringing, I tell my children, no, just leave it. I'll talk to the person later. Or so when now I go to my room, if it's not too late, then I'll call the people that I need to call. If they're my friends, I can call them up to 10, 11 o'clock, it doesn't matter. Some even 12. I call them that late. But so the time that I've allocated for my children is a time that no disturbance. So for me, I believe in planning. So if you plan your time really well, you can do a million things. But everything needs planning, and try and stick to your plan, even though sometimes I don't. As humans, sometimes either I'm tired, or sometimes so I write everything down. So before I go to sleep, I always look at my diary, and I know that okay, tomorrow this what I have is ABCD. This is what I have for tomorrow. So if I wake up in the morning, sometimes I'm thinking, oh my God, when is today? Today is Wednesday. Oh, good. What do I have? ABCD. What time do I need to wake up this time? So I always plan my days ahead. But before I go to bed as well, I have to look at my diary. I have my diary is that one that I write. I don't do phone diary. I write it manually. I'm not .com on that one. So planning, if you plan your time, you will have the time and you will have the energy, but you need to plan yourself. So I believe in planning your day.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. And when we were talking, I think of away from this platform, you did mention that what Remit does help you a lot when you are. It makes it easy
Yes,
for your event, Kenya in the Park. Do you want to tell us
yes.
about that?
Well, and that is why I always encourage people to use Wild Remit. You can see I'm wearing a Wild Remit t-shirt, and I so respect Wild Remit. First of all, is because the owner of Wild Remit is from Africa, just like I am from an African continent, and I believe in supporting your own, even though sometimes your own let you down, or sometimes because we don't believe or trust in ourselves, and we let ourselves down because we don't trust in ourselves. You know, I'm in a group, yeah, and this group is a Nigerian group. And one day I put World Remit, and there's one lady who went off and said, "Why are you promoting white people things here? This is a black thing." And I said, "Excuse me, have you done your homework? You are promoting Mary Kay. Yes, I know Mary Kay is your business, but the owner of Mary Kay, the founder of Mary Kay, is a white person. So you're actually, because if you stop doing Mary Kay and you start, because Mary Kay is not your business, you've just taken it as it's your work, but it's you're self-employed to do it, but it's not your business. So you see it as your black business, but Wild Remit is for. So I had to give the business. Oh my God! Everybody was like, "Are you sure?" Yes. So I told them, go and Google. Nowadays, everything is Google. They don't even know that we have a black man who owns Gatwick Airport for a Nigerian guy. People don't know this because they feel like every good thing does not belong to us. Why? Because we don't trust ourselves or we don't believe in ourselves. And that is why for me, Wild Remit is my number one because it's for a person from my own continent. So I'll promote it with everything that I have. That's one. Two, Wild Remit always promotes little, small events. If they see somebody struggling, hustling like Team Hustlers, if they see people struggling with their business or starting, they always promote them. They always support them. And that's why I like as well about Wild Remit. And they always promote and help the youths as well. As we all know, especially in this country, the youths, they go outside because they're bored. There's no activities. So what Wild Remit does, they step in to have projects for the youths as well. So they're not out there doing whatever bad things. So that is why I always use Wild Remit. And Wild Remit also supports Kenya in the Park since the inception, 2015 until today. They've never been tired. Even 2020, when we had nothing, when there was no physical event, they still stepped in and they sponsored us to do the virtual event. So Wild Remit has always been there for us, and they've really, really helped us and supported all the projects and the events that we do.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. And yeah, let's take away the word hustler there because I'm born to succeed, not to hustle.
Amen. Amen.
We can succeed. We can be born to succeed. You can born to do things and you
Yes,
do great exploits. We don't have to hustle.
exactly. That's it.
So let's take away the word hustler there because I know the meaning has changed a lot
Yeah.
over the times. Politically different meaning and all that. But yeah, we have a better word in the UK and we need to export this to Kenya. We call these SMEs, small, medium business
Please.
enterprises.
Ah,
We won't call them hustlers.
as
Men.
like now. Okay. Okay.
Exactly.
I'll start
Yeah, yeah.
using that word.
Exactly. Yeah, no, but it's good to know. It's good to know. I know. I've been there, and in terms of yeah, what they do is great, and of course they're making huge contribution to the way of life of African businesses, events, and stuff, and all that. We've seen that as well, also happening. Yeah. So in terms of when you like, because people think when you come to Kenya in the park, you see all these Kenyans companies from Kenya coming all the way. Is it easy always to call them? Do you just pick up the phone and they're like, yes, we are coming. How much money do you want? We'll send you.
Valuto, there's a lot of research that goes through. There's a lot of hard work that goes through. There's a lot of phone calls that goes through here and there. There's a lot of email exchange that go on, but people don't see that. That's why you see people just come to Kenya and friends in the park and just go to them and say, "Oh, give me your number. I'll call you." So we've done the hard job for them. We've done the looking for them, emailing, trying to sell Kenya in the park, Kenya and friends in the park for them, and then now start with the procedures of they have to be vetted by the Foreign Affairs Office. There's a process that goes through this. It's not just hello, yeah, we are here. Oh, come tomorrow. We give you. It's not an easy thing, but that's what people forget because what they do is they wait for somebody to do all the hard work for them, and then they just come and they say, oh. Or some people even call me sometimes. They say, "Oh, Lydia, you have a lot of sponsors on your event. Can you give me this and this and this number?" And I'm thinking, I worked so hard to get those people. It wasn't an easy ride, but we have a lot of people who will say they're lazy. I think a lot of humans are very, very lazy. They like microwave stuff, ready-made stuff. So they'll just wait for Baluto and say, "Oh, Baluto, I see you're doing a newspaper. So can you give me this?" There's no Baluto, show me how to do this. No, Baluto, give me. Lydia, give me. So and so, give me. JJ, give me. There's no JJ, can you help me? Show me how you make this a success. Show me how you do this. Nah, it's just microwave. Give me, give. And if you don't want to give, you become an enemy. If you don't want to give, you're an enemy number one. So that's how it works. And it's really stressful and annoying.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, we call it over the counter food uh, order. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
is it ready? Let me pick it up. Let me go and eat.
Yep. Yep.
Never
Yeah.
that easy, is it?
Mm-mm.
It's never that easy. So yeah. So we want to find out. Like tell us the event coming up, Kenya and Friends in the Park 2021. We know it's been challenging period. We have the COVID pandemic going on. It's hit us from 20 March 2020 up to now. We are still talking about it. Of course, we've seen a bit of
Yeah.
easing of lockdown in the UK. Hopefully, we're gonna have this event in a normal kind of situation, maybe with some precautions.
Mm.
What's happening? When? Where?
So Kenya and Friends in the Park is this Saturday coming and Sunday, 21st and 22nd of August. It starts at 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. 8 p.m. the music has to stop because of that bara. The bara that we were in 2020 2019 it was 10 p.m. But this particular bara is 8 p.m. The music stops. But the event starts at 11 a.m. Everything is the way it used to be, but now with the COVID, like you rightfully said, the numbers has been reduced, and that's why we're encouraging people to buy tickets for online, because the people who bought tickets online will just come in. The numbers have been reduced a little bit. They don't want so many people in the event, and you can understand why. And then, of course, everybody has to have mask. People who don't have mask, we have mask on the door, but they will charge them for that, because everybody needs to have their own mask and sanitizers. And we have thermometer to check if your temperature is too high. We're not going to let you come in, because we have to protect everybody else. Even me as an organizer, if my temperature is too high, I won't be there. I have to just let somebody else take over. So we're in a world that we have to protect ourselves and others. We're in a world right now, we're in a situation right now that you cannot be selfish anymore. You know, before, when somebody had even diarrhea, and you know diarrhea is contagious, or you had something that is contagious, and you just come to the crowd and you don't even care. But right now we're in a world that you have to care. If you know that you're sick, don't come. If you know that your temperature is high, don't come. As much as you want to mix with other people, you can watch this online, because we're also that day we also work with JJ, of course, who also, as much as JJ is your technical person, JJ is also our video and technical person on Kenya and Friends in the Park. We work with them and see how we can do virtual as well on the day. So we don't want anybody to miss out, because we know some people who are not well, is not their fault at all that they're not well. So watch it from home. But there's a lot of measures that we're going to put in place on the day, because we want to protect ourselves and everybody else around us.
Indeed, but you forgot to mention the venue.
The venue is on Good Maze Park, and that the nearest train station is Good Maze train station. I know the flyer or the address says Ilford, which is so weird, but it's within Ilford. It's not far from Ilford. But some people think, oh, Ilford, let me go to Ilford train station. No, it's not. It's in Good Maze train station, and it's only 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes walk from Good Maze train station if you're using the train. If you're driving, of course, we have loads of parking there, but it's £5 for parking. And just come and enjoy your day. So it's in Good Maze Park.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Viewers, you've been with me, Julius Mbaluto, live, and today we was privileged. We've been with Lydia, Tett, Olet, and of course, founder of Kenya and Friends in the Park. And also, she does all these other great things. Keep an eye on them. But it's been wonderful, wonderful hosting you today, and we do hope
Thank you.
Kenya and Friends in the Park coming up next weekend will be
Yes.
a fantastic, experience for anyone who will be attending. So, our
Thank
viewers, that's all we have prepared for you today. But join us next Sunday again for another episode of Julius Baluto Life. Stay with us. And also you can catch up with us on YouTube, Julius Baluto Live on YouTube as well. And as we continue to have these great conversations. So it's over from us. Stay blessed until next time.